Now let's make a few small changes just to make this look a little bit better. Our title is our names with our group and team, but really our title should be what the theme that you came up with is. So we can edit this text box. I'm just going to copy what I have because I'm going to put that in the subtitle. But for my title, I'm going to call this Greening the City, but of course you can use the theme that you guys came up with. And just click outside to save that change. I'm going to click in the subtitle here, and I'm going to paste in what I copied from our names so that we have that visible, but that should be smaller than the title. And there are some other things that we can play with as well. So if you click on the settings button, you can change the layout a little bit so you can have the image sort of floating on top of the map as opposed to completely separate. My personal preference is to keep them separate, but that'll be up to you. You can make that decision. You can also click on the Colors tab, and you can change what colors your web app is using. You don't have a lot of choice for the built-in ones, but you do have some custom boxes down here, so you can, really go crazy. I would avoid going very crazy, but because we're sort of dealing with greening the city, these ones here are a little bit green. So I'm going to select that one and click apply. And now you can see it's much more green-like, and maybe that's appropriate. So I can keep that. But if we go back to settings again and click on header, you can see up in the corner we have this ESRI logo. And that's okay, but we could probably do something better. So if you click on custom logo, we can put in a URL here. And what we might want to do is find a TDSB logo. And look, there's all kinds of them here. In fact, I think there's an endless supply of TDSB logos. And maybe we'll take this newer one here because it's kind of long and short, just like the ESRI one was. So if we click on that and click on View Image, we're going to get the URL for it. So let's select the URL. We'll come back here and we can paste that in. And the other thing that we can change up here is it says a story map up there. And that's okay. But if you think you want to put some other text there that is going to be better for your project, that's fine. You can also turn on or off these social media links. And I would probably take those off. But again, up to you. These last three ones, there's nothing really that useful for us to change in here. So I would just leave the rest, but click apply. And now we've got our TDSB logo up there instead. Oh, I know what we should put up here. Let's put your school name there. So instead of story map, put in your school. My school is the Toronto Urban Studies Centre, which you could put in, I suppose. But why don't you put in your school? Or if you wanted to put that, you could put a project done at the Toronto Urban Studies Centre. There, that's looking pretty nice. And you do have the choice here to change the base map. So we have a very plain map of the streets. We get to see the buildings on the properties, which is interesting. But you can click on that and pick something else if you want more of a satellite kind of thing. That's good too. Up to you guys. You can play with any of these things here. Some of them aren't going to show anything at all. So like this National Geographic one, we're zoomed in too far for that one to work. So if you don't see anything, try something else. And when you're happy, well, we click save. And I think that kind of takes care of the editing. Now, if you want to see this for real, you can click on the share button. Here's a link that you can email to friends and family. But we can click open so that we can see what the tour looks like when we're not editing. We've got this switch to builder mode button up there, which blocks some of the stuff, but we can just kind of ignore that. Other people won't be seeing that. And so there's different ways to navigate your tour. You can click on the arrow here, and that'll take you one thumbnail at a time. It also highlights with the address, which is nice, where we're currently at, or whatever it is that you've got at that location. Or you can just click on the thumbnails directly. There you go. You've made a great story map tour. And we could probably close that tab and just close our share link there. And just make sure that you've got nothing to save. And you're done.